as Bitcoin grows, do you think Bitcoin will be, a macro indication just in the same way you look at the Dixie or the 10-year? Like, do you think as, Bitcoin becomes theoretically a $5-10 trillion asset, will that be something that, all macro asset managers are paying attention to?
Yeah, so I'd say Bitcoin, so all assets, are subject to interest rate cycles and growth cycles. So you have to, both keep a track on global growth data, and also, global liquidity data. And liquidity is generally just a function of central bank policy. That can be interest rate policy, but also, as we've become very accustomed to, extraordinary monetary policy, because once you cut to zero, you got to do something else, which has been, just the creation of new money. That's called, monetary inflation. And it was that really got the kind of famous macro guys really excited about Bitcoin. And they thought that in a world where new money is being created, Bitcoin will be, Paul Tudor Jones wrote this famous article that Bitcoin will be the fastest horse, which was correct. And then I think when you think about crypto and Bitcoin and inflation, I think Bitcoin would be an inflation hedge if inflation was allowed to get out of control. But inflation that is under control by aggressive central bank policy is not really great for any assets, because you don't really need a hedge, because the central bankers are doing their job to bring inflation back into check. And actually, this is something that I think Cathie Woods actually talked about a while ago, this kind of idea of like, a V-shaped argument where either in deflation or in hyperinflation, Bitcoin will do the best. And then, in that middle ground, it will do less well. Because, in the deflationary environment, central banks will just ease. And in hyperinflation, they've just given up, and people need to own assets to hedge. And, a non-fiat asset would be, would I guess be, in theory, the kind of the optimal one to own.